asato ma sadgamaya. Om mrityurva amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And here I'm going to recite the main thing that is most relevant. Om Tamaso Jyotirgamaya. So the first line simply means that, oh, take me or guide me from the unreal to the real. Asatama Sadgamaya. Sat means doesn't exist. And in fact, the word is, which comes from the same root. So Asatama Sadgamaya. And then actually the sloka I recited, Tamasoma Jyoti Gamaya, which means guide me from darkness to the light. So this is the one that is very relevant for Diwali, and I'll go into that right away. And the third one is from the death, take me to the immortality. From death to the immortality, or Mriturmaya Amrita Gamaya. And then it's a custom to pray for peace. So peace in Sanskrit means, the word used is Shanti. So it ends like this. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. So thank you. So now I am going to talk to you about a festival, which the word Diwali is derived from a Sanskrit word, Deepavali. So Deepam, or deep, is means the lamp, and Avali is the row of lamps. And this is very common in India to put these little lamps. Generally used to be made of earth. These are simple earthen lamps. They make, a lot of times they make it very colorful, looks very pretty, and they actually float in water. So I told you that everything is considered sacred because it's God's creation. So many rivers, actually all the rivers, are considered sacred, God's creation. So a lot of people actually float those lamps, and it looks very pretty on this day because they choose the day of the new moon to celebrate this celebrate Diwali. Now it is associated with many legends, and apparently, that one legend very common in northern part of India is that there is a king, Rama, who is considered an ideal. He is the ideal king you can think of. And there is there is a lot of literature on what is the role of a king. And as a matter of fact, many of those, this is a book written on the dharma, or the right actions of a king, which is still studied in depth. And the sometimes obviously India is now a democracy, but the prime ministers will sometimes refer to that I am doing the action according to this particular book. So they call it Raj Dharma. So he was the ideal king, and he was in exile, and he had a lot of trouble because of because of one particular another king. He actually abducted Rama's wife, and he is considered a reincarnation of one of the form of gods. And he came back after this long 14 years of absence to his kingdom called Ayodhya, and everybody did this. The whole city was decorated with this, and that is the celebration. Now we do not know the historicity, etc., but that's what the sometimes you say what truth is, what is in people's mind, right? Who cares about historicity? And that's what the Indians generally treat it that way. And there are other legends also. It is celebrated everywhere, but they've used legends in their locality. As you know, India is a large country with 1.4 billion people, and the every state, it's almost like calling Europe one country. So just like France is very different from Germany, or Poland or England is different from Italy, same kind of a thing, but there is a common thread. So that is the legends, and this is why Rose of Lamb. But most people think that the light, as you know, symbolize the inner light. In a way, it is the celebration of awakening and awareness of the inner light, which is the power to outshine darkness. So we are tapping that inner resource, the inner light, so that we clear our obstacles and destroy many of our negative traits like fear, etc. And this is actually not uncommon in another religion, like Judaism, as you know. As you watch the flames, this is a quotation from Rabbi Daniel Matt. At Chanukah, as you watch the flames shoot up, it's hope, it's transcendence. The festival of light is held at the darkest time of year, very similar. So that concept of going from darkness to light, I just quoted, asatama sadgamaya, lead me from darkness to light, is relevant there too. And the same thing, we all eat latkes. And this is a picture I thought I will. There's the menorah is not in Israel. It is from an India gate, and there was a terrible terrorist attack happened, very similar to our 9/11 here on India. On I think it's 26th of. Since India writes this from other way, the month comes first. Sorry, we write it month from us. They write the date, so I forget the date. But it happened on, I think, 26/11, which is the November time frame, and it was actually very close to the Diwali. And this is the Rabbi Shimon Rosenberg who has created this. He is every Hanukkah, he will light up this enormously tall menorah in front of the India gate as a symbolism, because one of the sons of his friend, another rabbi, passed away in that ghastly terrorist attack. So I thought it is interesting to see that commonality, because as you said, Diane, that this is we are bridging, we are trying to understand, and there is so much commonality in our religions. And a lot of us in India, we will do this kind of, we call it rangoli in front of our house, essentially the doorway where we enter, because we want to invite, as you can imagine, our guests, our neighbors, our friends, our family, and we made of colored powder, dry grains, and our flowers. And we adorn the doorstep to welcome the guests with honor. So it's a season for visiting with friends and family, not very different from our tradition here during Christmas time, Hanukkah time, and the other Eid al-Fitr as an example, the Ramzan, the Islamic during the Ramzan time when we have our meal and so on. And obviously, you like to eat a lot of sweets, a lot of calories, but they taste a lot of good. So I thought it's so common in other traditions. So you can recognize obviously the Sufganat from the Jewish tradition. This is the middle one is obviously this is Islamic tradition. And this one is a Eastern Orthodox tradition in Russia, as an example. So it's common again, and the day is also. I told you that there are a lot of legends, and one of the sources of celebration is the celebration of the goddess of wealth. And the new clothing is worn to pay respect to Goddess Lakshmi for blessings of prosperity, good health, and good fortune. We all need that. So that is very common to give gifts of new clothes, new ornaments, and so on and so forth. The typical things that all societies do, just like we do in Christmas here. And it's also time for Hindus, but it is celebrated by the Indic religions, the like the Sikhs. You probably have seen some of the Sikh temples here, Buddhists and Jains, who also celebrate the same day to visit the temple and pray for the well-being of the family and friends. And as a matter of fact, all living beings in this world. As I told you, the main tenet is the divinity in all living beings. And the addition to all those lamps, firecrackers light up the streets, and there are just like on our 4th of July, there is also fire shows of the fireworks in some cities and all the things. The kids love this festival, and the traditional dances also add to the festivities. So that is quite common. And so in summary, Diwali means the typical things you do in a festival. It's the largest festival: family, friends, fun, food, festivity, and firecrackers. So I wish happy Diwali to you all. And I also, on a personal note, so Diwali, although it's a one day, it's actually 5 days of Diwali. And I don't want to go through all the 5 days, but I thought that how interesting it is, isn't it? The 12 days of Christmas, although we celebrate 25th, on 25th, but the Epiphany is on the 6th. And we all know that it starts with the birth of Jesus, and that was the day, the 6th was the day the Magi finally arrived from, most likely from Persia, right? With all those beautiful gifts. O. Henry has a beautiful story called "Gift of the Magi," right? And I also want to mention the 5th day is actually very interesting, and it could be a good business idea in the U.S. And the reason is the festival is known as Vai Duj, or is the love and good wishes between brother and sister. So Hallmark can call it Brothers' Day and start another card giving occasion probably. And I love it. I have a sister, my big sister. We have a gap of around 7 or 8 years, and she's like a little mom. She was like a little mom to me. She is, and she loves me. I adore her, and it's a custom to give a gift, and she will feed me if we are all together, of course. But I thought I will mention that to you.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Where can we go to partake in these festivities in the Bay Area?
Yeah, many of the temples actually. So maybe, Dilip, we can make a list of where this is celebrated, and if there is a open celebration, like a ICC, Indian Community Center or something, we can provide that information, right, Dilip?
Thank you.
Thank you. You did a great job. Thank you so much.
Thank you.